Q39 says on March 8th, you sign a $5,000 note with simple interest of 10% for 240 days. Okay, so our principal is 5,000. Our rate is 10%. So start is March 8th. And it's for 240 days. So the end date, we have to figure out, but we have partial payments. We have 2 of them. Partial payment 1. Okay, so it's 1,300 on May 26th and 2,300 on July 31. So how much will you owe on the date of maturity? First question is, well, what is the actual date of maturity? So we're going to look up that in the chart, the day chart in the back. So I'm going to go to my chart. So March 8th, what day number is that? So I go here, I see March, and then day 8 is 67. It's the 67th day of the year. So that plus 240 is 307. Right? So 67 plus 240 is 307. So now I'm going to look in the chart for the 307th day of the year. And I can see that it's November 3rd. Does that seem reasonable? 240 days, so divided by 38, 8 months. March is the 3rd month. Yeah, so that seems reasonable. Right? So if March 8th is the 67th day of the year, I'm going here, March 8th is the 67th day of the year. And then if this loan is for 240 days, you're going to do 67 plus 240 is 307. And you look in the chart for the 307th day of the year, and I'm seeing that that's November 3rd. Okay, so that's, again, I just went through the steps again. Now, I like to break this up and into the partial payment periods. So the first one will be from March 8 to May 26th. Okay, how many days are there in between those? We're going to find out. So between March and May 26th. So May 26th is May 26th is 146th day of the year. I'm also going to look up July 31st at the same time. I see that as 212. Okay, so from the 146th to the 67th day of the year, I'm getting that there's 79 days in this period. And then from July 31st to May 26th, I'm getting that there's 66 days in that period. And then from that to November, so there's going to be 3 full periods. So from that until November 3rd, what was November 3rd, the 307th day, 307th day. So here I'm going to do 307 minus 212. I'm getting 95. Okay. Whenever we're doing problem solving, it's always good to check as you go along. What is one way to check at least the days over here? Any ideas on that? Instead of jumping right into the whole math of everything, I'm going to check the days here. What should we get if we sum up 79, 66, and 95? Shouldn't we get 240? Isn't that good news that we did? Okay, so now I'm feeling pretty confident that I have the correct number of days in each period. So this is for 79 days. Right, in the United States, Supreme Court ruled that if you make partial payments, it's going to reduce your principal. So and thus giving you less interest to pay over time. All right, so what is the interest then in the first period? So that's the principal times the rate times the time, and that's going to be 5,000 times the rate, which is 0.1, times the time. Okay, so this is 79 days out of 360. This is where we use the banker's rule, which is 360 days in the year, there's 30 days in a month. Okay, so in that period, I'm getting that it's $109.72. We have a payment of $1,300, so that's going to go towards paying the interest first. The best way to do this is to say that it's the total amount that's owed is 5,000 plus now 109.72. But let's subtract out our partial payment now of $1,300. This is our new principal. So we're only going to be paying interest now on this new principal. Okay, looks like our new principal is $3,809.72. So this is our new principal. Okay, so now we have another period, which is May 26th to July 31st. How many days are in that period of time? Looks like it's 66 days. So let's figure out the interest for this period of time. I'm not going to be using 5,000 anymore. That's what the bank wanted to do. But the United States Supreme Court said, no, that partial payment reduced the principal. And so now our principal is only $3,809.72. The rate stays the same. And we're only going to be paying interest for 66 days now. Okay, calculator out. So it looks like the interest in this period of time is $69.84. Now our new principal, because this is going to the payment of $2,300 is going to pay that interest first, and then it's going to reduce our principal. So it's going to be 3,809.72 plus our interest, which is $69 and 84 cents. And then we subtract out our partial payment amount. This is all dollars. So it's $1,579.56. This is our new principal. Because all of these partial payments have been reducing the principal amount that we are paying interest on. Okay, the banks, again, did not want that to happen. Okay, then we have one more period of time left. We have from July 31st to our maturity date, which is the end date. So that's November 3rd. How many days is that? Looks like it's 95 days. So the interest that we have to pay in that time period is going to be $1,579.56. And this is 95 over 360 over here. Okay. So it looks like in that time period, our interest is $41.68. 41. And so our final payment is the principal amount, which is $1,579. That's what it's left that we owe, plus the interest in that time period. So it looks like it's $1,621.24. Okay, so now I have good. Thanks for those answers. I have two questions for you now. What's the total interest that we paid with the United States rule? And what's the total interest we would have paid without using the United States rule? So try to figure that out and put your... Well, here's the interest we paid within the first 79 days. Here's the interest we paid within the first the second period of time, which is 66 days. And here's the final interest that we paid. So what happens when we sum all those up? 21 and how many cents?
24.
Right, so you added 109 plus 69, so that's about 10, 70, 180. 180 plus about, yep, that seems reasonable to me. Okay, good. Now, what would be the total interest without the US rule? How do we figure this out? Well, this is for 240 days. It's 10%, 5,000. So wouldn't we just do interest equals 5,000 at 10% for 240 days out of 360? Let's see what we get. Also, do you think it's going to be more or less than this? These are questions you should be asking yourself as you actively engage in this problem.
It will be more.
Yeah, right? Because that's what the banks wanted also. They wanted to charge you 10% on 5,000 all the time. Okay, so without the US rule, it looks like we would have been paying $333.33. Right, so it's to our benefit to use this United States rule, which looks complicated in the math, but if you think about it, it makes sense. When you do partial payments, it's going to reduce the principal of which you're paying interest on.